Hey guys, so I was trying to make a video using no Hatssut, and what I accidentally stumbled upon in the hardest stage of the game was no Hatssut and no Elowyn, which is crazy. I don't think I've seen anything like it on all of YouTube, and this is the team. So there is one major stipulation to this, but I will have a way around it. Sorry for the Elowyn there. I recorded the rest of it, including an Elowyn run that had less awakenings, but it's not important. So I'm running this team, and somehow it's possible. But the main issue with this is you need A5 next. And I know this is a big requirement. This one is not max skilled. Maybe you can get by without A5 if she's max skilled. But this is what we are running with. If you have Iovar, you can probably do it with lots of awakenings. But I also wanted to challenge myself to do no Iovar, no Hatssut. So the way that this video is going to work is I'm going to show this team off a little bit more in depth. And it is going to kind of explain the one with Elowyn. And then I'm going to get into the Elowyn team with no Hatssut as well, where you would only need a 0 Nyx or Razak with a couple of awakenings. Basically the type of team that I could do on my main if I had better gear, which I don't. So let me just quickly go over the team before I get into it. So first of all, Volca is the damage for the bottom, and she also, her A1 is allowing Hex to be rotated a lot to the point where we only need one magic DPS. If we had Iovar being kind of a cheat code for the no Hatssut strategies, I've not seen a no Hatssut strategy that doesn't use Iovar, which is why I kind of wanted to do this originally before I stumbled onto the no Elowyn thing as well. But Iovar essentially replaces Silas and Araka. So he does two things, essentially. So he does the damage of Silas, and he does the Lord bonus of Araka, even better than Araka, therefore leading to Nyx not needing as good gear. But if you're running Araka, you can still do A0 if you're running Elowyn. It's just A5 Nyx is so needed because we don't have the global rage regen, which means that she won't get her ult up for the top right fast enough to do enough damage without it. So just keep that in mind. Silas is for the bottom left. He will stay there the entire time doing physical damage. Hex is cycling, as I said before. And then we have a bunch of tanks. So one tank for the bottom, Olog for the left, Hollow as well at the bottom, and then Baron is going to be on the top right. I will show you shortly. Elowyn, essentially, like I said before, will then make it so that your awakenings don't have to be as high. And you might see that a lot of the awakenings here matter, but A5 Elowyn will not be used at all. I will not use her A5 once. I'll elaborate when I get there. Araka's awakenings do not matter. She does not get placed until the very end. Volca's awakenings are free. Valeria awakenings, she could be A0 and do the exact same. It does not matter. Hex's A1 does kind of help, but you don't really need it at all. You could do it with an A0 Hex just fine. Same with Silas. You could do it with an A0 Silas. The awakenings do not matter, except for Nyx, for the no Elowyn strategy. But once again, her awakenings do not matter for the Elowyn strategy. But let's get into the fight. Alright, so what we do at the beginning is you want to immediately place Valeria. Valeria functionally is going to act as if we had an Edith. Because when she dies in her ultimate, like I said before, it doesn't buff the boss's AoE attacks, which is perfect, so that we don't need to build as much HP on anyone, therefore leading to us being able to build them with more damage. Volca will be in the back. She is in Soulbound Arcana, because if you're not using Torador, you have to have Soulbound Arcana, and it has to be good. It's impossible to do it otherwise. If you're using Torador, Infernal Roar is fine. But I'll talk about the gearing at the end. So we're going to place Brokir here. You could do Brokir after placing Hollow. It doesn't matter as long as Volca gets Invig. And then I'm going to place Silas. As soon as the Bloodbath goes away, your timing has to be very good because we do not have Elowyn, so the rage is going to be rough. We're then going to put Hex right there. As soon as we hit 18, we're going to place Olog on the bottom left. And as soon as we get Hex ult, we're going to immediately trigger it. We want him to deal damage there. Because we're cycling him to go on both spots, we will have to place him right here, facing right. It's partially why we have a rocket too, is for Nyx and for Hex primarily. Silas doesn't really need it. He doesn't need to do that much damage right now. The awakenings don't really matter that much. Like, you could honestly have everyone A0 except for Nyx and you would be completely fine. We will wait on all of the ults on the bottom just for when we place Nyx down as soon as Hex kills this guy. We got kind of lucky with the day one, but you could get like very unlucky and still work, but whatever, it's not important. Let's just trigger everyone's ults, and then I place Nyx as you could see before, and we're gonna spam ults to try to get her the most damage. Here I've found that I have to wait a little bit, otherwise she will die before I use her ult, because then she'll kill things too fast and then just straight up die to this bottom guy. So I'm gonna trigger her ult right before he gets there. We're gonna wait until the bloodbath before placing down Valeria, just because Valeria will die if she gets caught in any bloodbath like ever outside of her ult. We're gonna place her immediately there. As you can see, this is why we needed it. We just need her to get as high HP as she can. She might not last. I might have to redo this. But we place Hex on the bottom as soon as we can. And Valeria should be able to survive for a bit. She's built with a lot of HP. She has to be built with a lot of HP. And we're just going to have to time this fairly well. Immediately trigger Hex when we can. I definitely should have follow ulted. It's hard to commentate. But as long as Nyx survives that hit, we're completely fine there. And she should hopefully do enough damage at these guys. So Hex hopefully will kill this guy in time as well. It's very close because I messed it up quite a bit. But let's hope for the best. Boom. Hex is fine. We could leave Hex for a little while. You'll see why in a second. But hopefully Nyx will continue doing work. Here, you want to... I messed it up. Let me get back to this part and I'll show you exactly what you're supposed to do. Alright, so I'm back where I was before, roughly, where we're going to be placing down Baron. And the timing's very tight, and I'm going to show you why. I mess it up every once in a while, but as you can see here, the guys are going to attack once, and that's fine. And then Bloodbath is going to happen, and as soon as it ends, we're then going to put down Baron. So this guy's going to attack one more time. And then as soon as Bloodbath ends, we're going to place down Baron. He's going to swap his targets, and Nyx is barely going to live. It's very close, but it's how you got to do it. And then we should be able to trigger Nyx ult as soon as we get it, and it should be just fine. Here I'm going to pull Hex right there. You want to pull him like fairly soon, but you don't want to pull him so soon that Nyx gets hit with a harder bloodbath, so you do have to wait for the bloodbath to end, but it should be fine. So Baron should be somewhat self-sustainable right there until the bloodbaths start happening, and then he's going to struggle slightly, but we're just going to hope and pray that he cuts it. The bottom, Volk is holding on just fine. We're going to be triggering Silas ult pretty soon, and it'll be great. So right here, we gotta keep an eye on Baron. I found that Baron was better than Broke here at this role. If you build him with some attack speed as well, then he's fine. He just needs to stay alive on his own. Here you would put like an Elowyn sprite, and it would be just like, haha, fun times. But no, this is not a fun stage with no Elowyn. So yeah, and then this is why we need A5 Nyx as well, is so that she can kill these guys without an ult, because as you can see, without the Rage Regen, she doesn't get an ult, so that causes a lot of issues. Right here, though, we're just kind of trying to stall it out until this person kind of explodes, and hopefully Nyx will clear them in time. Here, Baron's getting enough. You do want to build him with a lot of attack speed, Rage Regen, stuff like that if you can. It's okay if you can't. As you can see, Nyx is fine with killing that guy there. And then this Volca clone should be exploding very, very soon. If it doesn't, I will be very sad, but it should be fine. There we go. It blows up. Baron somehow lived. Editing destined here. So what ended up happening is I sold him manually because I thought it would be more accurate to what would actually happen. Then proceeded to lose and had to go back and try it again. So here's me going back and trying it again. This stage, took years off of my life. Years off of my life. So I'm back roughly to where I was before, but this time, instead of letting like Baron die, I'm actually gonna keep him alive because I think I need to. I don't think it's possible if I don't, from what I've been seeing. I did it before with Elowyn, so I'm not sure why I'm having issues here now. But I'm just gonna do what I know works and see what ends up happening there. So we're gonna wait for them to blow up, which is perfect that that happened, because now we can deal with the rest. I'm gonna put a Raka on. Here's where it gets kind of tough, because I need Valeria for the top, but you have to put something on the bottom, or you're going to run out of your ability to like block. Because with this explodey guy, your block gets taken up. So what I think I'm going to have to do is I might have to. It's so difficult, man. I'm going to try to eyeball this and see what happens. I think I'm gonna have to go like this, and then I think I'm going to have to wait for this bloodbath and then trigger or then pull Silas. And we're going to have to hope that we can hold on right here, because I need Valeria ult to kill everyone up here, ideally, if possible. It's going to be tense, it's going to be hard, but that's what this stage is. It's not meant to be easy, right? So let's see how well this will go. Here we go. Let me trigger Hollow ult quickly. Barely holding on, but hopefully we will be okay. Procure ult coming in hot there. And then Valeria, as long as she kills everything up at the top, which she doesn't exactly kill everything, but we can definitely clean up here. Frick. Well, I've been at this for so long. Generally, that won't happen, and you will actually kill those guys. So just pretend that they died. If I continued trying for another hour or two, I could get it. But I don't have the time today, so that's the best I could do for now. But as you can see, even though we leaked a little bit at the end there, if we just make our Valeria do a little bit more damage, we would win, and that would be GG. There we go. The fact that it's even possible is impressive, because Elowyn is said to be completely necessary. I don't think there's a single video on YouTube except for like chaotic teams with Gon, Ardea, or Valderon, and then like, you know, Valeria, stuff like that I've seen that have no Elowyn. But no Elowyn and no Hatssut is kind of crazy. Like, that's impressive as hell. So, like, wow, I've been at this for so long. You have no idea how upset I've been, how much I've raged. From just bad RNG, just things going sour, Volca not doing enough damage, Nyx not doing enough damage, like messing up placements and timings, and oh my god, it's been suffering. So that's how you do that part. Let me go to the Elowyn part for like the kind of actual guide part, where let's use Elowyn and no Hatssut, and I'll show you guys how to do it there. Awakenings will not matter. Now I'm back to the Elowyn build, and right here the awakenings will not matter. Like I said before, no awakenings matter except Volca, which is free, and Nyx, which you need to have A5. But now that we're running Elowyn, it's going to be a lot easier because we're going to get Rage. So you can actually run a fully skilled, if you want a fully skiller. You can run a fully skilled Nyx with Elowyn, and she just needs A0. Like, you don't even need A1, I don't think. So just keep that in mind, that now you don't need any awakenings of any kind. I will use Elowyn in a certain way where her A5 literally does zero things, nothing at all. And I'll show you how in a second. I just swapped hollow gear onto Elowyn. So when I go over the gear at the end, just they're interchangeable. So same thing. We're going to trigger Valeria ult at the start. we're going to then proceed to watch her die. Gonna get massacred, as you can see. And then let's go with Elowyn down here. Let's go with this. Let's go with Brokir again. You could do Brokir at the top, but Baron is just a little bit better, especially the way that I have him built. We're gonna do Hex. As you can see, he's getting his ult so much faster. Elowyn's just a cheat code, man. She shouldn't even be allowed to exist, but she's the best healer in the game for a reason. It's not close in any way, shape, or form. Like, I'm breezing through this. It was so difficult before, but I've done this, like, so many times. I'm going to trigger Elowyn ult here because we have the sprite, which means that the A5 will literally do nothing. So keep that in mind. And it's just, like, it's not hard. We're just going with this, you know. I'll let her do her thing for a bit, because she will end up doing more damage. And I can put Valeria so much earlier too. It's ridiculous. Like, she's so good. I love her. After suffering through the other part, I can't get over it. We're gonna get Hex pretty soon. I will continue to trigger ults. As long as Nyx is able to kill them in time, which she is, we are good. And then Valeria is doing just fine. I absolutely despise the fact that this happened a lot, by the way, where Volca just wouldn't do the final bit of damage. Also, I should have triggered her a bit earlier. Same with Hex. I'm too busy getting distracted. I've been at this for like 5 hours. It's bad. I had to like take time out to do stuff. But as you can see, I'm able to trigger that so much earlier. It's crazy. I could just put Baron down immediately, and it just works because we have Elowyn. But same general idea. The comp is the same. It doesn't really matter that much, and we're just kind of cruising through it. We have the sprite for Baron. I know Baron doesn't need it because of how we have him oriented, but we're gonna use it anyways because the gear, if your gear is not good enough, then it'll still work for you. As you can see, Nyx immediately has an ult again, and then you just can go and GG, you know. Let me trigger Baron ult. Let me give him a sprite. If you need to sprite Olag, you definitely can. Keep that in mind if you need. But let's watch Nyx kill them, and then Baron will get freaking blown up. It's gonna be beautiful. Just watch. But let's see. So we're waiting for the blow up before we put down something like Hex. It's gonna blow up in like right now, and then we're gonna put down Hex. We're going to put down Araka, which is how we're supposed to do it. At the top, Baron's kind of cruising. We have a sprite for him if he needs it, which he will eventually, but you know, it's fine. And then let's wait for this bloodbath. Kind of wait for this, and then figure that once again. And then we can put down Valeria and do all the damage. Pretty similar stuff to before. Olag will be fine down there, and then we're able to go like this. See what happens. Baron is just surviving now. Like, if I triggered his ult earlier, he would have survived a bit better, but I don't know. It's just ridiculous how easy comparatively it is. I messed up again. I don't want to talk about it, but essentially just if I ulted a bit earlier, it would have been fine. But that's kind of how you do it. So same general principle, but it's a lot easier, as you could see. So you don't need as high awakenings. Post-editing destined here. I forgot to show the gear, so let me just quickly show the gear. Araka, I just built her a bit tanky. She doesn't need this good gear. She just needs to be somewhat tanky. Lunacy Visor for the extra block, because we will need it at the end. Hex has prioritized attack with Ageless Wrath, as well as the Spirit Siphon. Then we have Nyx, who has mostly attack Soulbound Arcana, with some Ichor Chalice. She needs like 30k HP. You want to build everyone with a little bit of HP. Silas, you want to build with HP as well, about 23k, I would say. Spirit Siphon as well. He doesn't need good enough, like, as good gear, I mean to say, but you do want him with some HP. Olog is built like this. Could be better, could be worse. Fashion Ring as well, for the extra block. This is Volka. She needed, like, slightly more HP, but her base HP is already very high, so it's fine. And then we have Iosin there. Max, I don't know if that's the best, but that's what I'm using. Baron has this. I built him with some attack speed and some rage regen just for some survivability. Really, really helped. Max Fashion Ring as well, just because I had it lying around. You don't need that, but it does help. Valeria is attack, crit damage. Doesn't really matter. You can build her any way you want. I would suggest building her a bit better because you saw at the end. Rokir, of course, I did not equip full gear on. I don't want to talk about it. Pretend that he had better gear. And then Elowyn, Invig gives some attack, a lot of HP, and some attack speed. That same thing on Hollow. Euphoric Orb there. Hollow, I don't remember what she had. I think she might have also had a Euphoric Orb. Yes, she did. But yeah, that's all the gear. So, I just wanted to show that off. I know it's not the best guide ever. I could have definitely taken a couple more hours to do it. But I still have to edit, release the video for tomorrow, and it's going to take a lot of time, and I don't really, once again, have the time. So, anyways, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you guys a ton. This was a lot of work to make, so please make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you to AJ for letting me use his account, and that's about it for me. Destined, signing out.